Call to order the regular session meeting for April 2nd, 2024 at 7 p.m. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Romanek?
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Here.
Commissioner Watson?
Here.
Reverend Fossbender for the invocation. Salute to the flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us pray. Dear and gracious Father, we just thank you for today. We thank you for the opportunity that we have another day to breathe, Lord. I just ask you to be with the commissions as tonight as they make decisions, Lord, that you will give them wisdom and guidance. We just ask you to look over our youth, Lord, and our city, that you just might protect them, keep them safe with the struggles they go through, Lord. Also, we think of our fire, EMS, and our police, Lord, that you too will watch over them. In Jesus' name, amen.
This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, resolution.
Okay, I just need a motion to appoint Benjamin J. Romanek as mayor.
Make motion?
Second motion.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. And with that, we will do the swearing-in ceremony of Benjamin J. Romanek to take the oath of office to serve as City of Millville Mayor, which will be administered by Edward Romanek, Esquire.
There's a microphone right here. There you go.
Raise your right. Repeat after me. I, Benjamin James Romanek,
I, Benjamin James Romanek,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of the office of mayor
perform all the duties of the office of mayor
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Now stand.
Thank you for the gavel, Vice Mayor.
Oh, it's all yours.
City Clerk, is there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor, we have the addition of Resolution Number 13, appointing Carol Costaboon as a commissioner for the City of Millville, and also Resolution Number 14, which is awarding a professional service contract to the Law Office of Carlos Andujar Jr. as Conflict Public Defender.
Thank you. Are there any presentations, Madam?
No, Mayor.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second to pay the bills. Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Public comment on agenda items only. If you have any comments on the agenda items, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and please limit their comments to 5 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening, Patricia Kears, 409 Peach Drive. Congratulations, Mayor Romanek. I have a question on resolution, the one that was added. Resolution number 13 to appoint Mrs. Costaboon as commissioner. I noticed there is no end date on that. And in past resolutions, when that's happened, there's always been a date, like it will say the last time it happened, until the special election of such and such a date. And I wondered if that's still carried.
Yes, under the municipal vacancy law, she would only serve until somebody is sworn in, and that would happen after the certification of votes. That person immediately is seated and becomes a member of the commission.
Okay, but does she get sworn in for this too? Does she get sworn in?
She would be.
By resolution?
A person that's appointed would be sworn in.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
thank you.
Good evening. I'm Rose Sias, 1239 Whitaker Avenue, Millville. I had a couple questions again on Resolution 13 on appointing a commissioner. So I want to know what the process is. Was there several people in line that you were looking at? Does that person get interviewed? Does everyone interview her, him, her, whatever, and how it all works, if someone can explain that to us?
Counsel?
Let me just explain. Under the Municipal Vacancy Act, when there's a vacancy in the office, the remaining members of the governing body can temporarily appoint a replacement, which would only be until the next election, which would be the general election, since Millville's formed under the general election law. But if the commission can't agree to appoint someone within 30 days, then the office would remain vacant until the election. So it's not mandatory that the seat is filled. And there really is no formal process as to how the governing body would decide to appoint somebody. I think there was some discussion in the work session today about what people thought, but I think that's pretty much it. And I think that some of the members indicated that they had talked to some people that were interested. I think some people have taken out petitions indicating that they want to run in November. But really, that's it. It's a very informal process.
If I can comment, we had several people reach out to us expressing interest. Obviously, for us to appoint somebody, we wanted to get to know them, kind of sit down with them, go over kind of their views, their opinions, see how well-spoken they were, and that's kind of how we did it.
And if I may, I was also in conversations, like I said, in the work session. And I also stated I'm troubled with sitting as a even numbered authority. As 4 members, there's lots of things that we could deadlock on. It's important to get somebody in there, but it's important in my mind to do our due diligence in having discussions with folks for this appointment.
Roy Shepherd, Newcomb Town Road. In regards to Resolution 21, the 25 Airworks Street building, has the city put that under contract, that building? And how do you value the price tag of that property if it is? They were just 2 questions that I had.
Do you want me to comment on it?
Well, I'll start. So we had advertised the building. We had several developers interested in the building. We had estimates to repair the building to get up to snuff, approximately $1 million. So Mr. Caperi, our Director of Economic Development, spoke with all the people that were interested, and they came up with this deal. We base our decisions on number of jobs, ratables, et cetera. So in other words, if we can get jobs in there, it's better than just a warehouse.
What is the price tag going to be of that building?
Off the top of my head, I think it was $100,000,
$100,000.
but I don't recall.
100,000.
It's probably in the RDA if I open it up.
Now, who puts a value at that price tag on a building that size? I mean, it seems like they're getting a heck of a deal for $100,000, even if the building is, let's just say, gutted. You
want to go, Brock, or you want me to?
I'm sorry, I think I interrupted you. Were you finished?
You look at values around town right now, houses that are boarded up on 3rd Street are getting $150,000, and you're going to sell a prime piece of real estate at the Millville Airport for let's just put the number at $100,000. I don't think the city is really doing their thought in doing this. The buyer is obviously getting a really good deal. They see what the Millville Airport is going to be at some time. It's money in the bank for them. On the city side of it, I don't think it's a real, I don't even think it should be even discussion about a sale of a building for $100,000 at the Millville Airport at that size of lot, just raw land out there. You know, you're talking, I don't know exact numbers, but you're talking 5 acres, 2 acres, 3 acres, and you got a commercial building on it. Whether it's, you know, stripped, you still got a lot more value than I think you're selling it for. That's all.
Yeah, I think the history is this previously was under agreement of sale, I think for $300,000. Unfortunately, it was broken into. All of the copper,
Electrical.
all of the electric that had value, all of the plumbing that had value was removed. The price was adjusted, but this all happened in a prior commission, I think to $100,000. And then that deal fell through. That buyer wasn't interested in pursuing the deal. This is the city can't sell property that it owns to a private individual ordinarily. The city would have to go out to bid, and then at the auction would determine the value of the building, which I think would answer your question. However, there is something known as the local redevelopment and housing law, which is a state law, and it really is designed to enhance economic development in a municipality. And so what you see tonight is not a purchase and sale agreement, but it's a resolution that would appoint an entity as a conditional redeveloper. And so one of the first things they would have to do is they'd have to pay $25,000 into an escrow account, and our redevelopment attorney would actually draw out of that and negotiate a contract, a price, negotiate a redevelopment agreement, which may have other provisions beyond the contract that they're required to do. There might be a pilot agreement that's involved. So there are a lot of ramifications, but the city would retain control over how the property's developed. So it's not like we're just selling the property to someone and they can do whatever they want with it. They could sit on it, for example, maybe see if the market goes up 5 years from now. Well, that's not what we necessarily want. We want the property to be developed now. So, but this is the first step in that process.
And if I may, that property's been vacant for at least 12 years that I'm aware of, and I think it's longer, 16, and we had no interest in it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roy.
Dave Bostrom with Competition Dirt Riders regarding the special event on August 25th. Just want to say that the route we're going to use is the same as last year. We're completely avoid the new construction on Bogdan Boulevard, and all our safety procedures are the same as last year. Everything will be in place. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no one, I'd like to close the public comment on agenda items. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, I didn't see it.
So Wanda Somerville, Mr. Tolley, Millville. So you stated, I'm sorry, Commissioner Hewitt, you stated about in regards to Resolution 13, that there have been people that have been asking or talking about it and considering. And I was just wondering about how many candidates were there that have picked up the packets, and how many have completed the packets or are close to completion for the petitions?
I can tell you that 3 people have picked up packets of petitions for the election. There's no petitions now. It's a discussion and an appointment by us. I can tell you that I have talked to 3 residents. And like I said in the work session, 2 are present here tonight. I hope that answers your question. There's no petitions or anything involved right now as the appointment. Pardon me?
That have been, all the petitions completed? Or any-
Oh, no.
Well, the packets are ready for pickup. I had 3 people pick up packets, and nobody's completed all 84 signatures yet. Okay.
And they got it easy this time. When we ran, we needed like 336 signatures. The folks that are going to run this time, need 84. It's based on the last election, so we ran based on a presidential election.
Anyone
good?
else? See no one, I'd like to close the comment on agenda items. I'd like to make a motion right now to all of the respective individuals that are here tonight to witness. We do have Senator Testa sitting here. We have Sheriff Michael Donato. We have Assemblyman McClellan. We got County Commissioner Doug Albrecht, handful of Millville police officers. Everybody that I missed, I don't think so. Joe Condo, Arvin Kilby, Mr. Couchy, you work for the city. I appreciate everyone that's here. I do not wish that you want to stay here, watch the whole meeting, but if you do choose, please take a seat, officers, Commissioner, Assemblyman. But I just want to say thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Senator.
For having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Take care.
Congratulations.
Take care, everybody.
Petitions and letters.
Okay, so I just need a motion to receive and file a letter from Mayor Romanek appointing Vice Mayor Joseph Suey as a member of the Board of Directors of the Urban Enterprise Zone.
Make motion?
Second motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any comments?
Maybe
Roll
we-
call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Second item.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a suggestion? We just wait a couple minutes and let the room clear.
Yes. One moment, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Please continue, Madam Clerk.
All righty, here we go. So I just need a motion to receive and file a letter dated March 20th, 2024 from Lisa Orndorff resigning as a commissioner effective immediately.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on petition and letters item number 2. Any comments?
Yeah. You know, it was good serving with Lisa. It's unfortunate things worked out the way they did, but it was a pleasure serving with her.
I would have to agree. Madam Mayor's here. She, once a mayor was a mayor until you achieve a higher level of office. She made great strides in the city, being the first city female mayor. I agree with her. It took too long for a female to step up and be able to get that and reach that goal. You will be missed, Madam Mayor. Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Hewitt.
Yes, I got a report here from Sam Cruz, our Parks, Properties, and Recreation Manager. Department highlights. They mulched the playgrounds at Union Lake Park, Lakeside Sports Complex, and American Little League. Replaced the roof at the American Little League Complex. Thanks to KC Construction for the job well done. And the official cutting season has begun. Grass cutting, I would imagine. Public service announcement. The parking lot behind Bojo's will be closed this Saturday, April 6th, from 6 a.m. to approximately noon for parking line striping and pothole repairs. Upcoming events. Our spring community yard sale will be held on Saturday, April 20th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Buck Park. Clean out your basements, attics, and garages and sign up to have a table at the yard sale by calling the recreation department, or if you like, stop by to do this as well. This is a well-attended event. Annual Phillies Home Run Derby will be held Thursday, May 16th at 5 p.m., located at Rob Shannon Sports Complexes for children ages 7 to 12. The Walking Club will continue to take place every Tuesday and Thursday night at Lakeside Middle School from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. until May 23rd, but there is no walking this week due to schools being closed for spring break. If you should have any questions on any of these events, please contact the Millville Recreation Department at 856-825-7000, extension 7394. And as always, guys, out there at Parks and Rec, keep on keeping on. As for fire department, ladder tower 30, the new tower is being worked on. It's being trained. It's in process of training with our firefighters right now. They will, you'll see it around town. They have to drive it in and around the roads that they are going to have to drive it on to get back and forth to fires. They don't just get out in the highway and log miles. So if you see it around, that's what's going on. There's not anything major happening or anything else. All ambulances are up and running right now, thanks to the guys out to the shop. We had one out there this week. And police department, as usual, running strong. Thanks to those guys, thanks to everybody in my departments. With that, process, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Hewitt. Commissioner Watson?
Yeah, I do have the monthly report for the streets and roads. This is for the month of March. 52 tires were collected, 4,706 bags of loose leaves were collected, 260 street sweeping tickets were written, 229 bulk furniture stops were collected, 64 appliances were collected, 20 curbside notices of violations were given, 4 curbside tickets were written. Loose leaves collection started on April 1st. Streets and roads will make 1 pass through the city. Loose brush collection will start May 1st. Residents should place brush to the curb the last 2 weeks of April. Just a reminder, residents still need to call and schedule to have bulk waste picked up no later than 3 p.m. the Friday before the last full week for the last full week's collection. Potholes are still being filled. The rain kind of makes it a little bit difficult, but streets and roads are doing their best. Due to all the rain, we are receiving a lot of calls, a lot of concerns, for high water levels. Obviously, the table is up pretty high right now, which is causing flooding. Streets and Roads is doing the best that they can to stay on top of this right now with storm drain cleaning and inspections and working with engineering. If anybody has any questions regarding these, please call Streets and Roads 856-825-7000, extension 7388. I do have the recycling report. Thank you to Chris, our recycling coordinator. In March, we replaced 9 damaged carts, 12 missing carts. We delivered carts to 6 residents in units that previously did not have them. Residents purchased 7 carts. Residents can bring clean and dry cardboard or clean and dry plastic film to South 2nd Street building to be recycled along with small electronics, uncontaminated motor oil, uncontaminated antifreeze. I miss my water. Please encourage residents to sign up for the Recycling Coach app. They can either download the app on their phone or through the App Store to get it on their home computer. We could at some point get back to bulk collection tool as we were discussing in the work session. But like I said, this is at an extra cost. And Streets and Roads have been evaluating alley cleanup. Right now we're just assessing how much of a burden this would be on Streets and Roads, and we're up to 199 alleyways that need to be cleaned if we take on that responsibility. So at this point, we're still considering on what we can do to help that out. Thank you to Mr. Cauchi for sitting with me last week and going over some of the things with my department. Appreciate your time, sir. With that, that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Watson. Vice Mayor Sui?
Yeah, I want to address some of the flooding issues. In between meetings, we received a call about Buttonwood Lane flooding there, so engineering was en route as well as streets and roads to see if there's anything they could do to solve the immediate situation. Unfortunately, I suspect not, as the high groundwater levels are interfering with that. Additionally, we received complaints at Laurel Lake, as well as an ongoing problem at the White Marsh on Rosie Court and Briar Drive. So what we're doing in engineering is we're analyzing these places where this stuff has occurred. Today, they did some stuff for Rosie Court, and I'll read what engineering did. And Rosie Court and Briar Drive have stormwater outfalls to the White Marsh Stream. So the immediate drainage areas flows by those outfalls. Inspections determined that there is potential to redistribute the stormwater flows by separating Briar Drive and Rosie Court sub-areas. In other words, we're just going to take those apart, basically, along with utilizing pipeline storage volumes to reduce the flow to the Rosie Court outfall. Both outfalls are being reviewed for maintenance upgrades. A drainage map has been developed for the commission meeting, which I have in front of me, if anybody from that area would like to see it. The 18-inch corrugated metal storm line of Rosie Court will be outflow controlled to become a below-grade detention basin based on the final design. So in other words, instead of shooting all that water to White Marsh, we're going to try to pump some of it underground. I don't know how it's going to work. Engineering, I'm sure, did all the calculations. So Buttonwood Lane, as I said, we're responding. What engineering has found in several areas as we go through a lot of these drainage problems, a lot of stuff wasn't built to the specifications that were submitted in the design plans over years. So why that happened, I don't know. The inspector that we have now is on top of all that. We're out there watching every day when they do build new stuff so that this doesn't happen again. We can try to fix what's in the past, but we can't undo it, so to speak. So there's a lot of work to do. We're doing it, and I know a lot of people aren't very happy about what's going on. I don't blame them. I mean, you buy a house, you don't really want the road flooding and getting water in your house. We're doing what we can where we can. Some things we can't do anything about. If the house is built inside a hole, I don't know what to tell you. If that's the lowest spot around, that's where the water's going to go. So other than that, we did receive some bad news on a grant for the airport, and that has to do with drainage too. We applied for to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Airport Improvement Program. There were 18 applications totaling $10 million. There was $5.1 million available. Most of it went up north, go figure. So we're gonna have to find alternative ways to fund that, and that would alleviate a lot of the problems on Cedarville Road, Pareca Drive, Rhonda Drive, all that's tied together. So we're gonna start looking for alternative funding for that. And with that, I hate to use the word progress, but that's all I have.
And the reason we have to deal with the grant funding for the airport is because if I'm correct, right, the airport says it's a pre-existing condition back from the 1940s that was never properly done. So even though they are the lessees of it.
That's correct. They said they were the lessees. That problem existed back in 1946 or 5, whenever we got the airport. So they didn't feel they were responsible for it. So we're working to fix it. So we're kind of stuck with what we have, and been that way for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of the project that we're proposing is about $1.1 million to take that water in a different direction. It will fix the problem. The question is funding, as usual.
Who's got to pay for it? So
Correct.
If I may, just for a minute, Mr. Mayor. In case people see me on my phone here, I am working on the situation with Buttonwood right now. Along with
Actually,
Commissioner Watson.
if I can, Wayne is on site at Buttonwood. There's no flooding in the street. Is the fire department still out there?
They're not out there, they're back at the station.
Okay.
Take a look out back.
Yep, yeah, we found that.
Okay.
we're working well, live in the moment, people. Good work, you two.
Sorry.
It's all good. Zoning board will happen on this Thursday, April 4th at 6 p.m. Planning board will take place on April 8th at 6:30. I understand that the 8th, or right around that time, is our solar eclipse that's happening in our nation. And I know if you're away, please do tell zoning board secretary or planning board if you are going to be away on planning board. As for the 5th floor, we began scheduling days dedicated primary to code enforcement. This purpose is to focus on efforts to promote property maintenance throughout the city. The inspectors will work as a team in the specified areas of the city to rotate. The first day of this kind will be this Thursday coming up. We'll be implementing a plan on this on a recurring basis. The CDBG, Community Development Block Grant application flyer, has been updated on the city website. Anyone applying for this housing rehabilitation grant is encouraged to use the online portal, which is linked on the flyer. Thank you to Brooke Tomlin for the assistance. We do have an update from the construction office. In case you haven't seen, Five Guys is fully opening and functioning. We do have many other soon forthcoming businesses at the Union Lake Shopping Center, such as Inspira Urgent Care at the old Imperial One. We do have as well Crumble Cookie coming. These are just a few. I learned of some maybe Vineland businesses coming over to Millville, which was very interesting because usually they leave the city and go to Vineland. But that's interesting and good. Boy Scouts of America recently opened a scout shop located in the Cumberland Crossing Mall Center near Walmart. Livonia, which driving by I see a lot of dirt work, needs to be done, but Livonia is 90% complete. Gaudelli Brothers have a new building on Wade Boulevard and is approximately 50% complete. And United Supply recently opened on South Wade Boulevard, as well as Advanced Metal Processing. So obviously there's a lot happening in our main industrial park, and these are businesses that will directly impact the city here and community that we have. We're always trying to grow and expand the city of Millville. Obviously, the east side of Millville is much more developable and easy access, but we are working well to develop the west side, develop the airport. There's projects in and around that are happening, all thanks to the city staff here in the City Hall. As of that is all I have. I would like to thank everybody that was here. Those of you that stuck around and stayed, thank you. Government is not always easy or fun, but I'm willing and accepting to take this position here in the city of Millville. I will do my best. I will listen to my commissioners when needed. I will listen to the staff when needed. But I am, like the slogan said when I ran, I'm here for the people. We represent 27,500 and change residents, 44 square miles in the city of Millville. We can't see everything. We can't be at every place at once. But I know us right now, we will continue to do the best job that we can. Ordinances on the second reading.
Okay, so the first item is an ordinance amending Millville Code, Chapter 11, Bureau of Permits and Inspections, Article 1, Administration, Section 11-1, Creation of Bureau, in order to clarify the scope of construction official supervisory duties.
Make motion?
Second motion.
Got a motion and a second. We do have a public hearing on this ordinance. If anybody would like to say something about ordinance in the second reading, item number 1, please come up to the podium, state your name, and please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Patricia Kears, 409 Peach Drive. This new ordinance, does this do away with the chain of command between supervisors and workers in terms especially of personnel, like disciplinary issues or firings or promotional opportunities? Does this ordinance affect that chain of command with?
It changes the chain of command.
Yeah. So does that make it so like one person is responsible for the whole department and individual supervisors no longer have that?
Individual supervisors will report to their supervisor, as it has been.
Right.
Everybody reports to somebody and ultimately to the commission.
Okay, so what is the purpose then of having to do this if that's how it's been? I'm very confused.
A, efficiency. I have read revenue reports up here before. B, the availability of past personnel to be in the office to make proper supervision. that wasn't occurring. Now it is. You read your report, and that pretty much explains it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, personnel falls under you. This ordinance falls under my department. Yes, it's clarifying who's in charge of what people. Obviously, we said before, construction officials, subcode officials fall under him. Sean Friel, housing side. Roll call?
Okay. Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Ordinance is in the first reading.
All right, item 1 is an ordinance accepting the proposed conveyance from Sally Dickinson for property known as lots 1195 and 1196 in block 4160, located on the City of Millville side of Laurel Lake, to the City of Millville for no consideration.
Move the ordinance on first reading.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on ordinance in the first reading, item number 1. Any comments?
Yes, we're obtaining the property from the owner. He's older and doesn't wish to take care of it anymore, and if we don't, we'll end up foreclosing on it, so this makes a lot more sense than doing it the other way.
Plus, if you look at the city map, the tax map, this is one small
Undersized.
block and lot stuck in between a lot of others, which the city already owns, so it's a no-brainer to help the resident out and just incorporate it with now. There's nothing in the way for that grant, for somebody to buy it.
You have something, Council?
Just I wanted to say, the reason this came about was because the property owner herself wrote a letter and asked the city to consider taking title to the property, to relieve her of the obligation of taking care of it.
Thank you, Council. Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 2 is an ordinance authorizing the execution of a cross-access easement agreement between the city and 416 15th Street South LLC for a portion of property identified as Block 489, Lot 4, and more commonly known as 416 South 15th Street, and rescinding ordinance number 14-2024.
Move the ordinance on first reading.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on ordinance in the first reading, item number 2. Any comments?
Yes, this is under the redevelopment agreement for 15th Street. This makes the easement approximately 100 feet longer than what it was originally, so that the company moving in will be able to better get their tractor trailers back to the backside of what will now be their lot.
Excellent. Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Consent agenda items, please.
Okay, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Board of Commissioners and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the governing body member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 1 is a resolution authorizing adjustments to the tax and utility records. Item 2 is a resolution to cancel special assessment for board and secure property known as 210 Cedar Street. Item 3 is a resolution to cancel erroneous assessment billing on Block 461, Lot 2, due to the property being under a pilot agreement. Item 4 is a resolution to void tax sale certificate number 24-00040 for Block 113, Lot 5. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing the submission of the recycling tonnage grant application to the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, with the monies received from the recycling tonnage grant being deposited in a dedicated recycling trust fund to be used solely for the purpose of recycling.
Make a motion to approve all consent agenda items.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda items. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
That motion carries.
Resolutions.
Okay, item 1 is a resolution appointing Mayor Benjamin J. Romanek as alternate chairman of the Board of Directors of the Urban Enterprise Zone Development Corporation of Vineland and Millville pursuant to Chapter 77-7B of the City of Millville Municipal Code.
Make motion?
Second the motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 1. Any comments? Yes, this is just handling business. It switches off every year between the city of Vineland, whoever is the chairman and leads the meeting, and Millville, who then leads the meeting. This year is the city of Millville for the urban enterprise zone of Millville and Vineland. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution appointing Vice Mayor Joseph Sui as a Class 3 member of the Planning Board for a term beginning March 20th, 2024, and running concurrently with his term of office.
Make a motion?
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 2. Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution appointing Mayor Benjamin J. Romanek as a Class 1 member of the Planning Board for a term beginning March 20th, 2024, and running concurrently with his term of office.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 3. Any comments? Obviously, I took Class 1 duties. Class 3 was open. Vice Mayor got appointed to Class 3. Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution awarding a First Amendment to professional service contract with Triad Associates, amending the not-to-exceed amount of $30,000 due to an error and changing it to the correct not-to-exceed amount of $69,350.
Move the resolution, and I have certification of funds in the amount of $69,350, signed by the CFO, Susan Quinones.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 4. Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution appointing Keith Richard Rule as an alternate number 2 member of the Millville Zoning Board of Adjustment to fill the vacant term expiring April 1st, 2026.
Make a motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on item number 5. Any comments? Yes. I've known Mr. Rule for a handful of years now. He's an excellent addition to the zoning board. He has a lot of experience in environmental law. He will be a great addition. Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution approving an addendum to agreements with Pyrotechnico for the fireworks displays on July 4th, 2024 and August 6th, 2024.
Make motion?
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on item number 6. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution appointing EB Employee Solutions LLC, DBA, as the difference card to provide HRA services for the city of Millville.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 7. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution rescinding resolution number 304-2023 and authorizing the removal of certain real property located at 705 Second Street, Block 292, Lot 14, from the abandoned property list.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 8. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution approving First Amendment to the Shared Services Agreement between the County of Cumberland and City of Millville regarding Code Blue warming centers.
Make motion?
Second motion?
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 9. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 10 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a Second Amendment to the redevelopment agreement and a First Amendment to the purchase and sale agreement for a portion of property identified as Block 489, Lot 4, and more commonly known as 416 South 15th Street with 416 15th Street South LLC.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 10. Any comments?
Yes, this is related to the easement on the earlier resolution. And it may make some members of the audience happy that this building is getting sold for $6 million, not $100,000 due to the rail access. So it's a big boon for the city. We've already passed a bond for, what, $1.8 million to allow for replacement of that building. So that's a net gain to the city, approximately $4 million, so that we can undertake some other important things.
Check your mic. Check your mic. They can't hear you.
It's on.
That's excellent news, Vice Mayor. Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 11 is a resolution designating the PD Millville Redeveloper 2 LLC as redeveloper and authorizing the execution of an escrow agreement in connection with the redevelopment of property identified as Block 136, Lot 1.04, within the James R. Hurley Industrial Park redevelopment area.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 1. Any comments? Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 12 is a resolution designating Pet Treat and More LLC as redeveloper and authorizing the execution of an escrow agreement in connection with the redevelopment of property identified as 25 Airwork Street, Block 125.01, Lot 13, within the city-wide rehabilitation area.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 12. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 13 is a resolution appointing Carol Costaboon to serve as Commissioner for the City of Millville effective April 2nd, 2024.
Make a motion?
That motion fails due to lack of a second. Okay. Item 14 is a resolution awarding a professional services contract pursuant to a non-fair and open process with the law offices of Carlos Andujar Jr. to act as conflict public defender for the municipal court from April 2nd, 2024 to December 31st, 2024 at a flat rate of $250 for each public defender case list per day.
Make the motion, and with that, I have certification of availability of funds in the amount of $250 per hour with verification by our Chief Financial Officer, Suzanne Quinones.
Second motion?
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 14. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
New business.
Okay, I just need a motion to remove new business item for the special event on public lands application for offered timekeeping motorcycle event from the table.
Make a motion?
Second the motion.
We have a motion and second on new business item number 1. Any comments? Roll call.
Yeah, this is just removing it from the table. So this is Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, so it's been removed, so I just need a motion to authorize the following special event on public lands application pending approvals, and that's the off-road timekeeping motorcycle event sponsored by Competition Dirt Riders on August 25th, 2024, from 9 a.m. to approximately 2 p.m., starting and ending at the Morristown Fire Hall.
Move the resolution.
Second motion?
We have a motion and a second on new business item number 1. Any comments?
Yes, we tabled this at the last meeting. We were concerned about the route. The route has been provided. It's not going to go around, it's going to go around Livonia. It's not going to go through Livonia, so the safety concerns for the construction site should be alleviated, as well as any trespassing on Livonia's property. In addition, it's nice to see when the dirt riders are doing something legal. So we have people that wish to do something legal for a decent event that's gone off without any hitches so far. In the past, I would hope that we would approve this to continue this year. Sooner or later, this is going to run out because of the sales of the land at the airport. And at that point, they'll have to find a new place to ride.
If I may, again, this is the second year for this group, I believe. There's another that'll be coming forward soon, more than likely. And now with the addition of Parks and Public Property, along with my department's Public Safety, and I've talked to the gentleman that does this. I talked to him tonight. I have to stand behind my departments, and my vote will reflect that.
Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
No.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. New business item 2 is I just need a motion to authorize the following special event on public lands application pending approvals, and that's the Pinwheel Ceremony Child Abuse Prevention Month, sponsored by Holly City Family Success Center of Millville on April 20th, 2024 at 100 West Foundry Street.
Make motion?
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second on new business item number 2. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Sorry. Yes.
And Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Public comment. We have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, address your concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike Donato. I'm the Cumberland County Sheriff. First, I would like to start by thanking Mayor Orndorff, who's sitting here in the audience, for her service to the city. I wish we got some more time to work together, but I know you're not going away. So I just want to personally thank you for what you've done the past couple of years. Yeah. Mayor Romanek, obviously we've got to work together the past couple of years also. I'm very excited that you're in the position that you're in, and congratulations to you, to the commission. Again, I didn't know I would be back to the meeting so quickly. I know that I'm going to be trying to bounce around as much as I can. But again, the Sheriff's Department is up and running. I'm hoping that you're seeing our officers more frequently throughout the city, throughout the county. And as always, I don't want to hear just the good stuff. I want to hear the bad stuff too. So I know we all communicate frequently, so please let me know if there's anything else that we can offer. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, Sheriff Donato.
Yeah, I'd like to say the same sentiment that Mayor Orndorff, Doug Albrecht, County Commissioner, City of Iowa. Mayor Orndorff, for the time she's put in and the time what she dedicated to the city, time spent, how she moved the city forward as far as making it more active. I want to say thank you, and I congratulate Mayor Romanek on his elevation. Also got to know him walking around the city of Ireland, knocking on doors. I didn't know the entire section of the city is Romanek related. I learned that. But I also, just some other things, just to let the city of Millville know, the county commissioners just approved our master plan for our parks and recreation. I urge the city of Millville, because the Middle Park sits in the city of Millville, that you have plans on the books for tying in Union Lake and the extension of Union Lake. We have plans to make the Middle Park, which is the fairgrounds, extend towards Union Lake to join, so it could be really a massive kind of complex as far as trails, you name it, we're kind of planning it. The horse things, just immense kind of structure that will hopefully attract people here. And just, I can picture people just sitting down and picnicking and nothing set up, just whatever they feel like doing at that point. It's the goal to extend that. We've also had the Morris River Corridor study being done. Of course, Millville is a center point of that. So keep that in mind as you guys are planning things, and we're also planning things along that, all the way down to Commercial Township and Morris River Township. I will urge the commission to please, if you guys wouldn't mind, and I'll say this to the solicitor, that I've asked that talk to the commissioners about requesting help or with your shrinking of the historic site of the Atlantic, the airport. I would love to be the county commissioners be supportive of that. If Millville asks us for our support in your efforts, because I've told you guys have hired a very good planner or whatever to look at that. Please ask the county for their support, and I'll push to get your support for that effort in order to make the airport, when we're ready to expand it, not hurting the historic structure, but allowing more expansion, more economic development, along with all the other things we planned. I also want to let you know that Nab Avenue Extension, which you guys wrote a letter supporting it to Congressman Van Drew, the commissioners also approved that to ask for their support of the Nab Avenue Extension, which we're looking for money to do that. And again, the ultimate goal is to enhance the airport corridor, your economic development zone. Now, and I also, you know, the middle mile's coming. I don't know how that addresses to the city of Millville, but the middle mile is very important to this county. That sometime I would like to say to this commission that to support that project because it opens a lot of things, especially down around the airport. Is the idea of having fiber optics run maybe around Millville or a part of Millville, but all the way down to commercial and Morris River Township also. So keep that in mind. So I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Albrecht.
Barry Cephas, 2 Wildwood Avenue. Also a business owner here in Millville for 32 years. I kind of missed the part about the city trash. I had a little concern about that. Basically, every day I'm on my way to work, I notice there's plenty of trash that's laid at the curb. I'm also picking up trash that the trash people drops as they dump in the trash, but they're not picking it up. So, and my concern is we're paying for trash now. Why does it even have to be once a month or at the end of the month for bulk trash? It makes our city look bad, honestly.
You live right across the street from the apartment complex, correct?
Yes, I do.
Commissioner Watson?
To kind of go over it again, the solid waste utility was created so we didn't have to provide services for the apartment complexes that have 10 dwellings or more. You've always paid for your trash collection, your recycling collection through your taxes. You no longer do that. It's through the utility. And that, from the Kelly Act that was, back in 1970s, I guess it started, we were able to move forward using the solid waste utility so we didn't have to abide by that rule. Am I saying that right?
Well, yeah, because otherwise the city would be responsible for picking up trash from the large apartment complexes, which are, they're big businesses. They should have dumpsters and should take care of their own trash. But I don't know that we answered your question. Your question is...
No,
Not to speak
I
over
truly
you, but
understand what you're saying about the apartments, but what I'm saying is, if we're paying for trash, why is it only once a month that they will take bulk items if we're paying? It looks really bad. Like, I got pictures on my phone that as I rode by, the trash company will come, even if you have something sitting next to the trash. They will not throw it in the trash. They will leave it sitting on a curb and only dump the trash can itself. And I think we should be able to do a better negotiation with a trash company.
Moving forward with that, you're going to have exceeded cost with that. That's kind of why we decided to do it in-house, so that cost didn't go up. We're trying to provide the city of Millville with, the most economical way of trash collection. Bulk waste, in other municipalities, some municipalities up north don't offer bulk waste. We wanted to keep that in-house to provide that for our residents. And again, it's we're trying to work with ACUA. ACUA, they're not continuing other deals with local municipalities. Us moving forward, it's the best option that we have because they're a public entity. The reason why that it's only once a month for bulk collection, it's because we only have 10, 11 employees that run daily operations for streets and roads. Obviously, with other obligations, we can't, support having 2 other guys with the equipment running. There is a policy put in place that you have to call in and schedule your bulk waste the Friday before the last full month, or last full week of the month, sorry. And the reason that is we're trying to be efficient. We're putting everything on a schedule, that schedule from the supervisor to the employees that are actually going out and collecting it. We want to stay on a route. We want to, maintain the course. We're not driving all over the city, going back and forth trying to find this. If you do not report your trash, we are not going to pick it up. We've only been doing this for 2 months. We've only had 2 collections. Again, it's kind of like, it was sent out with the new solid waste utility bill. We're using notice of violation for an educational tool for the residents to understand that's what we're going to. It's going to take a while for people to realize that. A lot of people pay attention to the meeting and the changes that are going on. But as of right now, this is the best that we can offer.
Okay.
If I may also, you mentioned that there's a bag sitting next to the can. I stood at that podium probably about 7 years ago when this was all passed. Not even that. We're in our 5th year, when this was all passed by the previous commission. It was stated then, and I know it's a lousy rule, but it's the way it was written. If it's not in the can, it doesn't go as far as regular trash goes. That was discussed at the beginning of this cart situation. Now, I know some routes, some guys will pick it up, but they don't have to. If you have a lot of trash, you can purchase a second cart out at the city. But
Okay,
yeah,
I understand that, but what about when the trash man is on the back of the truck and he dumps it? If I'm on the back of
Well,
the truck and I'm at this lady's house and I dump her trash, which is all in the container, and then I drop it and I leave it there for her to come and clean it up.
what I would ask then, and I really like residents coming to that microphone, what I would suggest then, and I think Commissioner Watson and the others here will agree with me, if you see it, snap a picture, send it to 15th Street.
You always call streets and
That
roads.
we can make a difference on.
Well, I'm cleaning, I don't even have city trash at my business. I have a dumpster.
Right.
But I'm picking up trash every week.
If
And
you
I
see
even
them
called
walk,
the
if you see
inspectors
them-
on it.
If you see them dump it, if you see them knock it over and walk away, you know, on that truck and roll, get a picture. Get a
And
picture.
then on top of it, a lot of times, and I'm just using this lady here as an example. She can be in her house 5 o'clock in the morning sleep, and they're picking up trash. She's not gonna see that. She's just gonna see the trash at
And
her
I,
curb.
and I don't want to sound like I'm fighting for them. How do we fix that?
We've reached out to ACOA multiple times about, making sure that they're responsible when they're doing collection. They actually don't lift the cans up and dump it. They use,
There's no
the
can to be
equipment
picked up.
to
Those
lift it
cans
up
they don't
and
even
dump it
touch.
in. We always do our part and reach out. There's always anytime there's a complaint, reach out to Streets and Roads. We'll do our best to address it.
Yeah, please.
But with that, as I speak to residents that have multiple concerns, you got to make sure that the lid's shutting all the way. You got to make sure that your can stays dry. You got to make sure that your can stays clean. When they're dumping that, you're going to have like wrappers or, whatever that you're putting in your cans, they're sticking to it. When it goes back down, it just pops out of the lid. Things like that, simple things, just keep that in mind on the residents' end. On our end, we always notify ACOA when there's a problem. If a cart gets missed in a route, we'll, call the ACOA right away. We'll go back out and collect it. If bulk waste gets missed and it's on the schedule, we'll send the truck right back out and get it. We are trying to improve on customer service, but we're only capable of doing with, what we have for equipment and personnel.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rose Sias, 1239 Whitaker Avenue, Millville. Again, my constant complaint, the 107-page agenda packet that we got yesterday, and we had one day to review all that information. I will constantly be complaining about when we get this agenda, plus there was several times it was sent out with extra material. So I still am trying to get that, if we can get that on a Friday, so we have the weekend to review it. Okay, the other thing is, I see that we always have a lot of business going into the easy zone and the redevelopment loans. We always have a lot of information going with that. So I decided to do some research and find out more about it. It's very interesting that I don't see where the public is really getting any benefit from it other than reduced sales tax is about it. But there's a lot of benefit for the businesses coming into these areas. We have, the big thing is they get the long-term tax abatement, which some of you don't understand what that is where instead of paying their taxes, they go onto a pilot program in which they have a reduced amount that they pay every year. And I'd like to know who determines how much that pilot is. And is that made public so that we can see how much they're actually paying? Also, let's see, under the UEZ plan, it's interesting that a certain section of Millville is considered UEZ, but all of Millville is considered for the redevelopment. So I was wondering if a business can come under both of those if they're located in the right area and take advantage of all the benefits that it offers to the businesses. And we always come out and say, oh, well, it's going to bring more employment into Millville. Well, according to this, they only have to hire 25% of their employees from the UEZ area. And they have up to 3 years to do that. And they should be from low-income people that they would hire. So that was interesting, that they don't necessarily have to hire people from our area. So I don't see how that really benefits Millville. So if you want to talk about that a little bit, that would be great.
I'll jump in
Otherwise,
for a minute.
that's what I've discovered.
I'll jump in for a minute. To answer you, yes, you can be in the UEZ zone and in the redevelopment zone as a whole. You can. Second, how do businesses coming in here benefit the city? Even when they get a pilot, that's additional money that the city gets that it wouldn't get otherwise. A lot of times you need these pilots because unfortunately the whole state has pilots and you have to compete with everybody else. To me, any job we get is an advantage of the city of Millville, whether that's 25% of the jobs or 100% of the jobs. A lot of times when a business is coming in here, the skill set that they need may not be available here. So that requires them to bring people in from the outside. You may need specific engineers. In the case of cannabis, you may need lab technicians that we don't have here. You may need certain people that have, that understand plants. I forget the name of the subsection of biology that applies to.
Botanists.
Botanists, thank you. So you may need botanists, you may need different things for different areas. And let me address the abatements or the pilots in regards to the school system. A lot of people believe that when you grant a pilot, that the school system doesn't get their fair amount. That's not how it works. The school system submits a budget. They get what they submit. I saw this commission before vote down a budget from the school system, not this commission, but a previous commission. It got sent to the state approved it anyway. So why the schools, it affects the tax rate of everybody, but it doesn't affect the amount of money the school gets. So it's additional money that the city has to work with for any other programs. Additionally, the use of the UEZ money, how it benefits the rest of the citizens. It benefits them in the UEZ zone. Right now, we have a project going on where we are fixing the paving stones, the pavers on, I think we're doing High Street right now. That's approximately, I think it's a $250,000 project for the first phase. There are going to be several phases. If we didn't have the UEZ money to do that, we would have to use tax money to do that. And we would have to do that because people trip and fall and then they sue us. So it does benefit the city. It benefits mainly things in the UEZ zone, you're right. The loans from the UEZ can benefit any business in the UEZ zone. There's a whole plethora of applications that come to us, have to be approved by us, have to go to the violent UEZ zone, have to go to the state. So, in fact, it even goes to the Cumberland Empowerment Zone for the underwriting. So all that has to be approved through that. Now, to me, if we get a job in here, whether it be one job, 10 jobs, 20 jobs, 100 jobs, that's an advantage of the city. To me, that's what we're here for, is to give people opportunity. So we give them the opportunity to work. And then we create, I'm not telling you to build a college building and telling you it's going to fill up High Street. It's not. In fact, I talked to the zoning officer the other day, and we have 8 new zoning permits pending for new businesses on High Street. So it is working. I don't believe that we should do it with grants, because when we do it with grants, the money's gone, and it's gone. So previous commissions have used grants, and that's great as long as the money lasts. We do it with the revolving, with the loans. The loans are paid back. We then have second generation funding to spend where we need it.
So do every one of those come under the abatement?
No.
How is it determined?
It's determined through negotiations with the city.
And who determines how much the pilot will be?
In the end, we will vote if we accept it or not. The commission will vote.
And is that made public?
Yeah, sure. It's on a resolution, yeah. Resolution right now, an ordinance.
Yeah, normally it's in a financial agreement that would be part of the redevelopment agreement. The financial agreement contains the terms of the pilot.
Okay.
And if I may, with the UEZ, it is specific to certain parts of town. We were able to participate in UEZ 18 years ago when we had a business in Vinyl. They're not targeting anybody. They're looking to help inner city, inner towns develop. developed High Street. And yes, there is no specific thing that says, okay, you're UEZ, you have to hire from this town. We always had 3 people working, 12 hours a day we were open. There was nothing saying where we had to hire the people from. We hired the best that applied to the job. Granted, that was 18 years ago, so we could pick the best, you know. But it's not specific. There's no reason, nobody being targeted, and it's a statewide, and we have to follow the rules and the laws.
Okay, so the only really benefit is we get more choices of things to buy.
Yes.
That's about it.
Yeah.
More places to spend our
It
money.
fills the empty buildings on High Street, gives you more shopping to do, maybe brings back Third Fridays, and we have businesses actually open on High Street. Yeah, sure.
But doesn't always give more jobs.
Yep.
Okay, just as long as everyone's aware.
Roy Shepherd, Newcomb Town Road. I want to congratulate you, Mr. Romanek, on your appointment to mayor. I just had a man recently that I engaged business with who told me a wise thing. 20, 30 years ago, you never seen corporations and businesses, let's just say Wawa, for example, run by a younger individual. And I think what we see here is a truth of that. You got 2 sitting commissioners that are under the age of 40. So I see that there is tons of potential, not to not to harsh on you guys, not to harsh on you guys.
I wasn't going to say anything.
But that's the way the world is turning now. A lot of young people want to see changes, and that shows your dedication. There's many more things that you'd probably rather be doing than sitting here talking about Millville political stuff. I think the city is in a great place to be right now. Nav Avenue extension, you got the solar or the wastewater treatment plant upgrades, the Brogdon Avenue development out there. You have a lot of good stuff that is coming to the city of Millville. We have to present ourselves that we are business people, because at the end of the day, when a business guy comes in here, they want to know who they're dealing with. They don't want to have a sketchiness of are we dealing with people that we are going to be tied to for a long period of time. So I congratulate you on your appointment to being the mayor, and I'm sure that it's not going to be easy at times, but just stick with it. You seem like you're very dedicated to this city. You seem very well spoken, and I want to address that to you. In regards to the 15th Street building sale relocating, what I see a lot of times in the city of Millville, let's just say with the Millville School Board, for example, we go back and forth, and we continue to put lipstick on a pig. Sometimes it's better off to put a new pig in spot. So with relocating of this 15th Street building, I don't know where we are with looking at properties, if we have ideas of properties that we want to possibly go at, but as a tax-paying citizen in this city and a understanding of real estate that sells, I'd like to see a project come out of this relocating that it's not it don't have to reoccur in 10 years. If we lease a building, then in 10 years, the next commission or whoever is going to be responsible for it. That's where I state the thing of putting lipstick on a pig. I'd rather see a new pig built or bought rather than, come up with some crazy idea. So with that, thank you.
Thank you, Roy.
Jim Cornetti, Vine Road. Sir, I would like to have a word with you privately, with Mr. Couchy, and all of you. I complained about Vine Road and the water because of a drain. I called your supervisor today, and he threatened me with arrest. He told me I harassed 2 of your workers. I didn't harass anyone. I spoke with them. I talked to them. I did question why you would bring a fully loaded truck to pump out water out of drains and not even do the right drain. So yes, I've questioned that. I've talked to Mr. Couchy about this. I've talked to whoever would listen. But the flooding is still there. The drains are still backed up. It's not because of all the rain. It's the drains clogged. There's 4 drains at the end of Hemlock that, yes, have water in them, just like the one on the corner of Woodland and University has water in it, but they're not overflowing. The water's not running out into the street. The property that's there, where this drain is a wooded area. It is flooded. No one's taking care of the property. No one's ever enforced anything on the property. Even though it's an undeveloped property, there are still laws and rules that require it to be taken care of. Just like my property or your property or anybody else's. My basement's flooded. My neighbor's basement's flooded. My neighbor across the street is flooded. We're running pumps. We're pumping water out constantly. And this has been going on for days. And it's not going to stop if it rains again tomorrow. My other thing, sir, Mr. Solicitor, I spoke with you 2 years ago about 711 Woodland Drive, the abandoned house, that you told me there was nothing you guys could do until you contacted the owner. Well, when I talked to Mr. Bob Police or Polis, whatever his name is, he tells me every certified letter that is sent out has not been signed for and sent back. So who is the owner of this property, and why is this house for the last 20-some years been boarded up and nothing been done with it? Because the taxes are paid because you're collecting the revenue? How would you like to sit on your back deck and look at an abandoned house every time you walk out your back door? It's boarded up, it's deplorable, it's not taken care of. 2 years ago, I brought this to your attention, sir. You told me there's all kinds of legal issues. Well, obviously, either you haven't done your job, or maybe you can explain that to me, because I don't know what the answer is. And on that note, I guarantee you I would like to meet with you and anybody else that wants to meet with me privately about this situation. I did not like being threatened with arrest today. Thank you.
I could say something, it's just not going to be beneficial, I guess. Basically what I would do...
Excuse me, sir, it's his time to talk.
...is what I'm going to do is just assess the situation. We received several concerns for flooding issues. Yes, Streets and Roads have been out multiple times, multiple areas. Simply, where would you like us to put the water? We can't pump it anywhere. It's groundwater just going to keep coming up. You have different locations have perforated pipe. That means it's going to come in or out of the pipe. As far as the storm drains go, I can go back to Streets and Roads, look at what they have for reporting for the areas that they cleaned. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem meeting with you as long as you're going to speak civilly. As far as that's concerned, any recommendation that you have, I'll surely listen. I'll surely follow up with that. I'll take your number. I'll call you. I'll email you. Whatever it needs to be as far as communication, I have no problem doing. As Vice Mayor Sui stated, engineering has been all over the city, working hard on trying to figure out solutions for flooding areas. I'm pretty sure that all of our departments are working hard on trying to resolve these issues. Unfortunately, there's not easy answers.
Sir, let me iterate one thing here. In a wide range of blocks surrounding our properties, the 3 houses that I am really concerned about, every storm drain around there is low except for this one and this one, which sits in the rear of her house, which sits on the side of my house, which sits in front of this gentleman's house. And you're right, I am upset. I have every right to be upset. It's cost me money. It's costing my neighbor a lot of money. There's a wooded area there that is flooding, and the water is just continuously coming into our homes. Nothing was done. I have called and called and called. I was talking very nice to this gentleman until he told me that I was harassing his workers. And then, yes, I lost it. I cussed. It is my God-given American right. It's my free speech. Right?
I appreciate your clarification. I see that you're very close to the Laurel Lake area. Like I said, I will follow up with our Streets and Roads Department to get their side and speak with them about the issue. I'll take any kind of information you're willing to give, including your phone number, your email. I'll send you maps, drawings, locations of what we've cleaned in the past few months, and we'll go from there.
Well, I didn't appreciate being lied to when he told me that he came out there and personally looked at the area.
Thank you, sir.
Sam Cruz, Parks and Recreation. So all the rain talk made me remind something that I didn't put on my report that I really think is very important, and that is you had several police officers and Parks Department employees. I was out there. I don't need the thing, but we got soaked giving out the Easter eggs. So I really wanted to make sure the public knew about that because it was a terrible windy day, but we stuck it out there, and we had over 75 cars that came through to get their Easter eggs. We had a couple people who just missed it. I told them, meet me down at the department. We got the eggs to the family. So that the water reminded me of that. And then the other thing with the UEZ, because I have not talked to Vice Mayor Suey in the last couple of days, we did get our signed contract, so we will be breaking ground on the paver project. It's been a long, grueling process, but the contract has been awarded, and we hope to be able to break ground on that very soon. Hopefully, once again, this rain gets out of our way to start that project. So, you know, UEZ has really benefit the city of Millville in a lot of ways, and I think like we don't really notice it because a logo gets slapped on it, and that's how they like us to do things. But even event-wise, we were able to draw down money for that as well. So what that does is with us getting $50,000 this year from UEZ, we're able to take extra funding that we have in the recreation department to have other events. And, you know, Mr. Cephas Reese's here. He's a great helper with our Fourth Fridays. So when we're able to have funding in grant possibilities like this or drawdowns or wherever we're getting funding, we can spend our municipal monies on another event or another project for our citizens. So I've been very, very happy with the UEZ funding that we have been doing. We have a couple other drawdowns that we're going to be doing. One is with community policing, so that will help too. We'll be able to bring some more funding in to get cops on the street. So they're like, believe me when I say like the UEZ is really doing a lot of good stuff, and I just felt like as somebody who's in it and I eat it and live it every single day, it benefits the businesses. But even when we have all these events, we have businesses there that are able to get their information out and draw people into their doors and stuff like that. So we do appreciate that funding. But I really wanted to thank the Millville police officers, your community unit who came out in the rain with us. I wasn't expecting them. They rolled up and I'm like, oh, hey guys.
They were drenched. I was over there when they came in.
Yeah, so it was tough. And then my two employees who came out, we were drenched, but I did forget to put that on my report. But I do appreciate the time to give that information to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Seeing no one else, I close the comments. Close the public comment portion. Closing comment of commissioners. Commissioner Hewitt.
Yes, thank you. Productive meeting tonight. Lots of folks in the seats, which is good. It's not stop, you know. Carol, I think you know where I stand when we made our decision tonight. And you know my reasoning. You were here all through the work session. But I still stand on, it is imperative that this fifth seat down there gets filled, and we are on a tight time frame. And I think you know, and Roy probably knows, I'm staying on it. as others will be. With that said, progress, and thank you everybody for coming.
Thank you, Commissioner Hewitt. Commissioner Watson?
Yeah, I want to thank Wayne Gressman. Tonight we received a call. I was working with Kirk and Vice Mayor Suey. Streets and Roads Supervisor Wayne, he went out there and looked at the issue, tried to assess it, make sure that we didn't miss anything. Again, it was a flooding concern. So thank you, Wayne, for going out and making sure that you got back to me tonight. Thank you, Carol, for submitting your resume, meeting with us. Thank you for your time. Doesn't really have anything to do with the city, but the concerns that we are getting. We do quarterly testing at my full-time position, or quarterly measuring. We use barometers. We measure monitoring to wells. Wells that are usually like 10 to 12 feet deep. Water tables are now 2.5 feet deep.
Can you explain your position, what your full-time job is? Just
I'm the
so
assistant superintendent of the Land and Sewage Authority.
Thank you.
We have infiltration lagoons, which make us mandatory to measure water levels because we ground apply water. Those wells, when they are sampled, they have to be measured, meaning the water table. Wells that are like 12 to 13 feet deep, now that groundwater is now 3 to like 2.5 feet deep. So obviously there's change. The rain does affect it. Working with Streets and Roads, kind of the similar positions, working with different pipe, perforated pipe, that kind of deal. Obviously, I don't have the experience working with Streets and Roads and knowing every area, so that's why I always have to go back and talk to my department and make sure we didn't miss anything. But I can assure you that our department answers every call. We go out there and speak with every resident. If we do have a major concern, the supervisor gets back to me, and I follow up with him on anything that needs to be done. As far as the trash, I'm always willing to talk to anybody. We still have that presentation on the USB. If anybody wants to see it, just ask for it. We'll try to send it to you. I'm not really tech savvy, but I'm sure Joanna is. But congratulations, sir, your appointment. And Madam Mayor, going to miss you, and you're always going to be Madam Mayor to me, so have a good night.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Yes, engineering is continuously working on the stormwater runoff, remediation, design, repair. We work in conjunction with Streets and Roads. It's an unending project. It's a frustrating project at times. Sometimes there is just no place to put the water. It runs downhill, and that's where it's going to go. It infiltrates the ground. It's going to come through people's basements. A lot of times there is no solution, unfortunately. But we do the best we can. We spend millions of dollars on the problems. Sometimes we get them fixed. Sometimes, in spite of our best efforts, something else happens and it fails. So we'll continue to work on it, and good turnout tonight. Maybe it's all because of you, I don't know, but congratulations again.
If they don't come back, it's because you ran them away.
And for that progress.
I knew it was going to be long. Only we have to sit up here and, obviously the welcoming of the public to the meetings. Yes, I do wish we'd have more all the time, but I'd like to first thank my commission. We all will continue to work well together, well as best we can. I'd also like to thank everybody that was here. Obviously, yes, there was a contingent of personnel that I invited to come to this meeting. A lot was my family. It's good that the sheriff stuck it out. Legislative office, local government included. I know the mayor of Vineland is away right now. I know Chief Hoffman is away right now. So a lot of people are traveling. But I am extremely excited and happy. I didn't wish like this for it to happen. I enjoyed myself working alongside with Mayor Orndorff. I wish her all the best in the future. We are going to continue to work together and move the city forward. Roy, 15th Street has railside access. Our public parks and streets and roads should never have been out there because it has a valuable property for a business to thrive. Hopefully we find a building that's centrally-ish located for those departments to be in that nobody else will want to own other than our municipality. UEZ is an excellent tool that governments have. I wish the UEZ zone was bigger because maybe we could pave other streets with UEZ money.
Can't, I tried.
I know.
They said no.
So it's beneficial. We like, there's government's not always easy, it's not always fun. But when we can have community events and have High Street closed all the way to Broad, have the car show be bigger and better, continually working with the Greater Millville Chamber of Commerce, and the Christmas parade that the city has now resumed responsibility of. Third Fridays, Fourth Fridays, Buck Park. We have natural land that we should utilize here in the city. Commissioner Albrecht's not here. He's talking about the county park system that they're developing. That's the Cumberland County Fairgrounds. That is centrally located in the city of, in Cumberland County. He talked about working with the city and going on towards Union Lake. A lot of that area is state-owned. I don't know how well we're going to work with the DEP and the state with putting a walking trail in, but nothing is impossible until they tell you you can't do it. When there's too much water, there's issues. When there's not enough water and ponds dry up, there's more issues. But we will work together through those issues. Just as you saw today, Commissioner Watson and Commissioner Hewitt were on both sides of the ball with a flooding issue somewhere in the city. That's live in the moment. You get to see them doing their jobs. We all do our jobs as commissioners 24/7. I have my city phone on constantly, and I'm sure I will get calls constantly. But I look forward to the future. I look forward to filling that 5th seat. If not, November will tell us. I thank each and every one of you that came here, each and every one of you that watched tonight's meeting. I know I sent it out to my family that couldn't make it here. So Dover, New Hampshire, residents watching up there, thank you. I am truly honored to have this position now within the city. I truly am. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all have a good night. I need a motion to adjourn.
Take motion. Second.